Everybody. We are back for another edition of Heart to Heart. My name is Elmira, and today we actually have a extra special guest. Over the Christmas holiday, I had asked my nephew if he wanted to come on the show and share his story of breakthrough because back in the fall he had to have heart surgery, and it's all kinds of stuff he can tell you about. But I was like, I think that would be something people would be interested in hearing, because sometimes when we have health challenges, it can dampen our life, it can dampen what we wish to do for joy, for fun. But one thing I've always seen in him, he's 19 years old. He's never lost that, even though he was born with this particular heart condition. He's always maintained the fun, maintained the joy, maintained the curiosity in his life. So he should be on today. And I will have to say Happy New Year too. It's 2025. It's a hey Cyrus, so you're in here. Let's see. I'm gonna accept that. Going live now. Sometimes you gotta hit this thing twice and then it'll but as I was saying, welcome to 2025. And can you see me,
Yeah,
Cyrus?
I can see.
I, I can't see you, but that's okay.
You can see me. Hold on.
No, I can't. But the people can see you.
Oh,
Sometimes it does that on Instagram. Hey, Jonathan. Um, how are you doing today? How was your welcoming in
I was
2025?
working.
You was working. Where you
Work
work? You gotta tell
at
the
Rose.
people.
I work at Colonial Downs.
Doing what?
I'm a cook.
Oh, so cooking is something you enjoy doing?
Yes. It
Wow.
actually my whole cooking process started pretty young. As you know, I used to bake with you a lot when you baked when I was around 4. Then grandma taught me a few ropes when I was 7. Then I didn't take cooking seriously until COVID hit when I was cooking in the middle of the night. So yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, your mom told a story recently that you was cooking some fried chicken in the middle of the night. Is
Yeah.
that true?
I made some chicken and waffles.
How did it turn out?
The house is still up, so guess it turned out
So
great.
you saying it didn't burn? So it must have been.
It didn't burn. It was cooked. Everybody enjoyed it. I guess whoever ate it.
Yeah. So I was telling people before you came on that even though you were born with a heart condition, you've always maintained this attitude of joy, positivity, fun, all of that stuff. What do you attribute it to, like your attitude for life?
Um, I don't like to bring my health condition to like to be depressing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It can be depressing. I've been through very deep, deep depression before. It's not a fun route to go personally. But for me, I just like to keep a positivity about my life because you just never know when it's your last time. So when it's time for me to go, to be honest, I want to be remembered as that positive person that goes on with his life, that never brought any health scare or any situation down. Like I do have my moments. Let's be honest, we're humans. We have our moments when you just don't feel like doing anything or you just feel down about yourself. But I don't want to
Hmm.
be like that. I want to just keep on laughing. Like last night, one of my coworkers was like, when I was out doing my recovery, she was like, "I'm glad that you're back." And every time when I see you, you just put a smile on my face because she's struggling right now. But I just want to be that positive person that everybody would remember. And
Hmm. Yeah, that's good. Have you always felt that way? Because you were talking about learning to cook and cooking from 4. Do you remember always feeling that positivity, like when you were two, three, four, five?
Um, I remember, I should say when I was 4 is when I really decided to like being that positive, funny going person, you know. I always had that, I've always been that funny person, you know. I will always try to put a smile on somebody's face if you're down, you're sad, you're going through something. And so, mainly when I was 4 years old is when I really, you know, when I was 4, I told myself I wanted to become an actor, and I stood on that
Hmm.
ever since. And, remember those days when I'll be like, jokingly preaching and all the other stuff that I used to
Yeah,
do. And so, like,
yeah.
it was good to see like the family sitting around on the couch and having everybody smile with that and stuff. So,
Mm. So you even specifically recall the reaction from the family as you did your
yeah,
performance.
yeah,
What?
there was always laughing, you know.
Now, recently, yeah, to me, it's like you gotta have fun. You gotta laugh. Y'all was cutting up on Christmas too. I was like, you look at y'all acting like the Wayans brothers. Y'all was
The
cutting up. What?
Wayne's Brothers. I love that show.
See, who's okay? So if you had to pick, would you be Sean or
Um,
Marlon?
yeah, though even though Marlon might be younger, but I'm definitely Marlon.
Why are you
I
Marlon?
because he was my favorite character. You know, he was always a funny one. Like you never know what he would say.
And you got to give your brother Sean because
I
he's
got
more
I gotta get
scripted.
yeah. He's more he's more like that basically.
I feel you. I feel you. Now, recently, you had to have another surgery. That was what, September, correct?
Yeah, September 17th. Yeah, September 17th. Yeah.
How did you feel? How did you feel going into that?
Uh, I was I was prepared for anything, to be honest. The night, the like my last day on the job, it was kind of tough because everybody started like saying I love you, make sure you do well. Like
Hmm.
like those are the moments that it's like kind of getting a little serious. And so before I left my last week on the job, before I left, me and two other coworkers of mine, we went out. We went in and we just started talking, and then the more that we talked, we just started crying, and then after we did our little thing, and made sure we was all good, I went home. Uh, when I went home, it really did hit me, and so then like that, what was it, Tuesday, I believe. Yeah,
Hmm.
that Tuesday. I didn't go to sleep at all. Yeah, I didn't go to sleep at all. I did keep on positive, that positive energy that I got. I would like to say that go getter type thing. And I wasn't down. I was just prepared because the way they were talking about it was like, these are the risks if you do have surgery, but if you don't have the surgery, this can be like a higher risk. They were talking about die instantly out of the blue, having a
Hmm.
stroke, having blood clots, all the other stuff. So when they told me I did have to have surgery, it was kind of like, man, I got to go through this again. But it was a whole different ball game. Um, but my mindset was so positive. I was joking with everybody, try to keep, my mom, grandma, everybody. They already knew it was in the Lord's hands. But after the surgery is when stuff really hits you. There was so much pain. It didn't really feel good. It was just so much pain that I would not even, if I did have enemies, I don't wish that on my enemies at all because the
Wow.
process. Oh, because of the process that you got to go. So before anything, you have a tube down your throat. That tube stays down your throat until the doctors take it out, basically. And they want you to wake up. They want you to talk. But me, I was on that loopy stuff. So, it takes me a little while to get my mindset going. And so they would take that out of your throat, and it hurts bad because it's there. But for me personally, I can hear you. I can hear the family. I can hear you when you talk. You and I wasn't really talking because the tube was down my throat. But
Yeah.
when I was ready to get that down my throat, I was gagging a lot, and it did not feel good at all. And so then, like after that, by the time I kind of read the room a little bit, everybody was gone. I didn't see anybody. Um, but the whole process is it's tough. You got pain that you never had before. You got to have a pillow on your chest all the time, so
Mm.
for your lungs. I had tubes in my stomach. That didn't really feel too well. Grandma was there with me during my ICU moments. That was pretty good. But I couldn't eat. I was sleeping all the time. I got sick a little bit when I was in ICU. What else? It was just a lot of things. I learned a lot of pain pills, and I think I had a morphine button they gave me when I am in pain, so I was pressing that a lot. Um, but when I got out of the ICU, it's kind of still wasn't really eating much. Your When I did eat, I wasn't, I didn't eat my whole plate. I ate I would take like 3 bites and say I'm done.
Yeah,
Um,
and you were eating what? This was food in the hospital,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I wasn't eating hospital food. I couldn't do it. I couldn't eat. I was mainly just sleeping. But when I got out of the ICU and, I got my mind all ready, I told, for me personally, I had two panic attacks. I should say that. I had two panic attacks. I never had a panic attack ever. And those were like the most scariest things I ever went through. So if you have panic attacks, I'm very sorry. I don't wish that on anybody either. So what else? What else happened? So when I got out of the ICU and I was recovering through the hospital unit, towards I think it was that Friday that my mom, my brother, and a friend of mine and his mom came to see me. And, they didn't really stay too long because, I couldn't really, and I was, those pills, man, them pills that hit you hard. You don't know what you be saying at the end of the day.
Mm.
Um, so I think it was I think it was Sunday. I was ready to go home. I was irritated, couldn't do it anymore. My mind was hurting. Like, I just wanted to go. I thought about discharging my own self.
Mm.
Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do it at all. Like,
What was the worst part that you felt like you couldn't do anymore?
I wasn't me. I wasn't myself. I couldn't be that upgoing, lifting up people. I got irritated when I was in the hospital. Like, I didn't feel like watching TV. I didn't feel like being on my phone. I didn't feel like doing anything. I was just irritated and I could not do it. It was hard for me, like, to get that go getting type person. I told the doctors
Mhm.
literally, I said, you're going to be, and I literally said this, I said, you're going to take me off these pills because I can't do it. I I cannot do it because it was making me a person that I'm not, that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So I could not do it at all. And so then that Monday, I got the news that I was being discharged. I am not gonna lie, those are the best news I ever got. I cried. Yes, I cried. I would, hey,
So that was, you said it was Sunday you were feeling irritated, and the next day you were discharged?
yeah, that Monday I was discharged.
Oh, okay. So that happened quickly. You got your
Yeah,
prayers granted
prayers.
fast.
Because normally they were talking about normally would stay for 4 days, but I didn't. I stayed for like almost a week. I stayed those 6 days. And so after that, yeah, so when I got home, oh my goodness. If you're in a hospital for that long, there's a smell. I cannot explain the smell. There's a smell that you don't want to
Hmm.
have. The smell will reek. It would smell everywhere in the house. Like when I literally walked through the door, I said, "What was that smell?" I was the only one. I'm the only one who could smell it. Even today, I can smell it here and there, but it's not as bad like it was in the beginning. And the recovery. Oh, that's a lot of ooh, that's a lot of pain to it. Um, I didn't take so when it was time for me to take pills. The doctors wanted me to be on oxy for pain, and I kind of thought about it. I was like, I was on oxy when I was in hospital, and I saw how I was reacting to it. It wasn't myself saying things I wouldn't normally say to like in front of my mom, you know. And I said, nah, you can keep that. I'm not going on oxy because once you're on oxy, it takes a long time to, to get off of it. You
And
know what
you're
I'm saying?
talking about oxycodone,
Yes, yes,
right? Is
yes,
that,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it's hard for me personally. I think it would be hard for me to like, get off of it once you start it because it's like you be telling yourself, I don't get me wrong, I watch a lot of like TV shows and things like that, and I see what happens when you're on oxy and everything like that. Once you start, it's hard for you to, because you're gonna always need it. You know what I'm saying? It's like candy. And so I told
Mm-hmm.
them I wasn't going to be on it because I saw how the way I was acting in the hospital. And I thought I would be acting so much worse if I was on it right now, And I said, nah, I'm good. So I took Tylenol. I was popping those like candy. Um, for my pain, every 4 hours, I was taking Tylenol 4 tablets. But I could not sleep in my bed for close to like a month. Yeah, about a month. I couldn't sleep in my bed. I had to sleep upright. So I was basically sleeping in a recliner on my couch. That was uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. It's not it's not a thing that I liked. And it was kind of hard. And to be honest, I was thinking about death a lot when I was doing my recovery because, I told myself, yeah, you made it, but now it's the real rough road ahead of you. And now we need to see what we're gonna do now. And a lot of death was over my head talking about, I don't know what's gonna happen with me or, it's just things that I don't normally think about. I was thinking about a lot during my recovery. Like even when I got able to lay in my bed again, it was just over my head. I couldn't sleep. And I really wasn't eating when I got home either.
I was
My
going to
taste buds.
ask you about that because I know you didn't eat in the hospital. I was
Mm,
curious if you
no,
were eating at
those
home.
those first couple weeks when I was home, I really couldn't eat. I couldn't taste anything. The taste was like was not there, and so I couldn't. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but my taste buds wasn't the same, so I really wasn't eating either. I was mainly just sleeping. Like, I was watching TV. I'm glad I was home. I was watching TV, but I really wasn't eating. I couldn't eat. I was just mainly just sitting in a recliner, and that was rough too, because you got to pick a particular spot to sit in a recliner to go to
Hmm.
sleep. Like normally, if I was on a car, I could sleep, or like if I was I could sleep anywhere, I should say, but I couldn't sleep in, anywhere here, And I always was walking. I should say that when I was in the hospital, I was walking towards the end a lot to get my mind off of everything, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't couldn't do anything. But I uh wasn't eating, just sleeping a lot, but First co- first week I was here, then went over Grandma Shirley's house towards a
Hmm.
couple of recovery time. Uh, I was coughing a lot of that stuff, that gunk. I always had to spit bottle with me. I couldn't, I was spitting all the time to get all the gunk out. Uh, I started getting my appetite back. My lungs was not all the way developed because of those tubes that they had inside of me. So my
Right.
lungs was basically the last thing that had to heal because it was hard for me to breathe. It was hard for me to catch my breath. You try to talk for like a period of time. You got that little thing, and got to gasp for air. And um, that heart pillow that I got from the ICU unit, that was pretty helpful when I was coughing because you gotta cross your chest like this with that pillow, and you gotta
Hmm.
like cough. You gotta let all that stuff out. So that's what happened. But yeah.
When do you think, because that was a lot, like you said, you didn't want to eat, you had to sleep in the chair, it was painful, you had these thoughts of death. When during your recovery do you feel like you made like a positive turn? That it was like week 4 or whatever it was. When did you notice that things were kind of looking up?
Um, I didn't basically think when I got my positivity back is when I got back to work. I should say that because
Okay.
before I was going back to work, I think month 2 into month 3, I started getting depressed, and I've been down that road. But this depression was like kind of different. This depression was like like a sadness, painful. Why me? Like all that mindset that you would never like for me personally, like I think I had a few conversations with a friend of mine. Was like, well, we're all God's children, and I see where how everything goes, but like a part of me, to be honest with you, I'm not supposed to be sitting in this chair today because
Mm-hmm.
I passed away when I was younger. As you know, I had that hernia surgery, and the doctors gave me too much anesthesia, and I died for that. And I got resuscitated 3 times, and I came back. But those passing out episodes that I had that started at church. I don't remember what year it started, but I know it started at a church, and I was in middle school when that started, and I
Mm-hmm.
never knew that my very first passing out episode, and I chipped my tooth that day too. But all those episodes I had, I should be like, I should be dead right now, basically. And my last AFib that day I was at work in July, my AFib episode, that episode, that pain that I've never felt before in damn life, I should not be here at all. I should not be sitting in this chair. And I'm like, I always told myself I'm one of God's special angels, but the more I get older, is the more I'm like, well, all this stuff been happening to me since I've basically came out the womb, and I don't know what to do. I don't know why I'm still here. I don't like. There's a reason why he's keeping me, but I just don't know why. Like I said, why won't he just let me go, just let me come home? Why won't he just it's like just guide my hands to the gates of heaven? I just don't know. And I still think
Because
about
you're
that
not
sometimes.
supposed to be there yet.
It
Like
basically
you
like
said,
the
yeah.
I guess the first time when I was trying to go, it wasn't on the list. He said, "No, it's not. You gotta go back, son. You gotta go back." And
You actually heard
no,
that?
no. That's what I jokingly say sometimes when people
Oh.
ask about, why, like, because like I'm not afraid to tell people how this all started. I'm definitely not. It's just something that I jokingly add in. But I would say when it is time to go, it is a pretty bright light. I would recall that. There's a big bright light. I didn't see anything though, but it's a big, beautiful bright light, and it's white.
Hmm.
I would like to say that, but yeah. But yeah, towards my when I got back to work, when I saw everybody and I knew everything was getting back into order, is when I started getting my positivity back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. What would you tell anybody else who has to face something similar as you, like they have to go through a surgery, or even specifically the heart procedure you did? What would you tell them? Because of course there's going to be all these emotions and things you experience along the way, but what advice
Um,
can you share?
my advice: if you having any surgery or any medical health, I should say this. Put a positive point onto it. Just say it's a bump in the road, it's a pebble in the road, it's a bumpy road. It's tough. Make sure you know because anything can happen at the end of the day if you have surgery or any medical scares or anything. You might, you might recover from it or you might, pass on with it. So I would say make sure if you got any type of issues with anyone, make sure you get that in check, get that in order first. Make sure you're
What do
with
you
your,
mean? What do you mean by that? You said
um,
any type of issues with
because
anyone?
I know people have enemies out there, and I know it's tough for people to get like to let go of things, and the more you hold on to it, is the more you get upset about it. Or if you got an ex or any type of thing that goes on, just let it go. It's not. It's if that person moved on, and if you're still holding on to that what that person did to you, it's not going to be okay. Just let it go. It's going to weigh on you because like when it's time for you to go, it's going to hit you just like that. And it was like, man, I should have really let that go when I was younger, or like when I was a little older, But just let it go. It's not, it's not. You just don't want that. And yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. It's not a good thing to hold on to things that's old. It can be fresh. I just don't do it.
Yeah, that's a good way to be because I tell people that all the time. Yeah, you gotta let go of the past. You mentioned the
Yeah,
ex, the whoever, because
because
it's
whoever
not.
brought you, whoever brought you through that tough pain, that I say the pain that caused whatever's going on, just let it go. It's like it's childish. You know what I'm saying? It's childish. It's like yeah, it's just childish. Just let it go. But also,
Mhm.
yeah. So if you got that going on, let that go first. Then make sure you spend as much time with family because that's what I did. I, hung out with friends. I hung out with family. Hung out with my grandmother. Make sure make sure you do all that. Make sure you just want to keep a positive light with the family because you just never know. So you just want to keep that positive attitude with your family. Go out, live your normal life before anything. Um, I know it'd be, I know you will have your days when you just sit there and be like, wow, why is this happening to me? Why this?
Mhm.
Why that? It's not. You won't get your answer right away. I want to let you know that right now. You won't get your answer right away because it's something that's new or something that you've been through before, but it's starting to hit you now. Like it for me, to be honest, I had like two heart procedures. I have a defibrillator right here in my on my left side. That was my very first serious procedure. I had to get a defibrillator because the passing out episodes and basically if my heart stopped, basically this is what this for is to shock my heart back into rhythm or whatever if it does stop. But yeah, just keep a positive mindset. It's I understand it'll be sad, it'd be hard. You might have people crying on your shoulders, talking about I'm sorry, this is happening to you. When people like that say, I'm sorry, this is happening to you, it's happening to the wrong person, like, I don't want to hear that. Like I don't.
I feel you on
I feel like
that.
me personally, I understand that you want to be, that you're trying to, make that person feel better, but you apologizing for something that you're not going through. I understand, like, you're trying to like help that person, but saying I'm sorry, it's not going to make that person feel better. Believe me, it's really not. Saying, keep apologizing or saying I'm sorry, sweetheart. All I need, like, all you need is just that positive vibes. If someone's about to say I'm sorry, you just be like, thank you, but keep a
I don't
positive
know what to
vibes.
say to that. Like, I wouldn't.
For me personally, I'd be like, when someone apologizes for something that's going on, I'd be like, "Yo, hey, thank you, but I'm keeping a positive vibe. So you want to keep it positive. I want to like, so I don't want to hear that apology. I hate that. I hate that apology stuff. It's not me. It's not what I like. Even doing like, even I should say this, even like, when there's a death in the family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like hearing that apology stuff. I really don't. I hate it. I really do hate that because I'm saying like I'm sorry for your loss. Like even though I say that because I don't know what to say at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand people are going to be grieving and all that, but saying like I'm sorry for your loss, it doesn't really sound right to me. But I say it personally, but I don't really like saying it. Like I want to keep that.
Maybe there's some other statement you can come up with. Because I
See
know
that?
one of the things I do for people is just say, I'm sure that, let's say if it was their uncle or something, I'm sure your uncle meant a lot to you. Tell me some memories about your uncle.
Yeah,
Like, I get
something,
them to talking instead of
something.
just being like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like something positive. Something positive.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know you also like you mentioned the acting, you play the drums, you do a lot of creative
Yeah,
stuff. How
yes.
did all of that play into your recovery from the surgery? Like,
Um,
or just how does it play into your life?
uh, Entertainment has always been a part of my life. I've always, uh, I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I did started acting. I did theater when I was 7. Also, my very first acting gig, I was a pig. I'm never gonna forget that day. That whole week. I was a pig. It said oink oink a lot. All right, and the makeup so yeah. But I did towards me during the program that I was in over the summer. I did get like more lines, more acting stuff. Um, then I went behind the scenes for 2 years. I did the behind the scenes for 2 years. I didn't really want to be on stage anymore. Do those 2 other years. Um, because I wanted to get everything. I wanted to be what it felt like on stage and when it felt like behind stage.
Mm-hmm.
And one year I was in a booth. One year in the I was in the with all the electronic stuff, in a booth type thing. And so that happened. But I've always wanted to be entertaining. Drumming that happened uh during COVID. Started drumming at the church more, and then I had a few gigs I got paid for. I'm not at that church anymore. I put in my resignation at that church, but I'm still with the other church on fourth
Yeah.
Sundays. I keep them updated a lot with everything. This month, I should say, I thinking about going back to on fourth Sundays. I should say that. But entertainment has always been my thing. Cooking, that's just another add on. Just basically hands on. Something that's hands on I have to do. Because I should say this, in school, I wasn't really a school person. I'm more of that, if you teach me this, I got you. I'm more of that street smart type of guy. Like hands on is mainly my thing. I like to get my
Hmm.
hands little. If I want to go outside, go help pops go work on a car or something. I go do it. Teach me the ropes. I know how to change a tire. Been a long time. I helped grandma change a tire twice. It's been a little while. It's been a little while.
So how old were you when you did that?
I was pretty young. It was. I think this is when I think it was winter break or I think it was snow. It was either one of those days. And my mom had a flat tire. I don't know how she got it, but this is when she had one of her older vehicles. And
Hmm.
she had a flat tire. I don't even know how it got flat, but she had a flat tire. And I went told grandma that, hey, my mom got a flat tire, and she was like, all right. So I guess she got up, grabbed her coat. I was still in my coat. And, my mom was outside with me, mom, and grandma. We was outside. And we think it was a jack that we had, and grandma cranked that up and put the wood put the car up. She was cranking all that stuff that's on the tire. Grabbed the donut out of the trunk, and basically I watched grandma change that tire and helped like put in a screw or something like that. But yeah, I was pretty young when that happened.
Oh, you was out there getting it in, learning. But like you said, it's all hands-on stuff. You like using your hands, and also you like being around people too.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a people person. It's just don't make me mad. It's not a beautiful sight to see. Like even though I work in the food industry, you just got those some people that just don't, you just I don't like to say the word hate, but you just dislike. It's just you might not know the person. It's just if you got an attitude, if you're going to disrespect one of my coworkers, I'm not. No, that's not happening while I'm on shift. That's not who I am. Especially if like especially females. If you a grown man hollering at a female, that's no, that's I'm not allowing that. I've witnessed a bunch of that stuff when I was younger. No, I'm not going to allow that. It's not. It's not me. It's not me at all.
yeah, so you say you're not going to stand around and allow that behavior
No,
to happen.
definitely not. My grandma raised me better than that. Very big grandma's boy, by the way. I love my.
You said I'm a big.
I'm a big.
What makes you a big grandma's boy?
Because I'm always around my grandma. I like going to grandma's. I love my
Yeah,
grandma.
you do be over
Yeah,
there.
I love my grandma's my best friend.
This
Like
is
I,
my best
yeah,
friend.
grandma's my best friend. I love my grandma. Whatever, it's hard. Like sometimes I think about, like, what, how would it feel like if grandma wasn't here? Sometimes I know that would be a very big struggle, especially for me. You it's like I said, she was there during my recovery when I was in ICU. So
Hmm.
keeping everybody updated. So I wish my mom was there more, but she had work apparently. She didn't feel like taking off.
Apparently, she did have work.
She could have took off. She had so many vacation time. My mom don't go on vacations. She could have taken off. She could have taken FMLA if she wanted to for those 3 months and taken care of me. She wanted to go work. So that's why I went to Grandma Shirley's.
Well, you did. I will say you did what was best for you. Like you said, you found a place to recover.
Yeah,
Like,
and Aunt Kiki was there too. She was a good person to talk to when she didn't when she got off work, or Uncle Antoine too. He was a good person to talk to. You know, he a goofball himself, both cracking jokes together.
see, you have all kinds of good people. Now, going back, because we're going to close this out here shortly, but going back to what you were saying, you were like I feel like I'm one of God's special angels. What makes you feel that way?
The whole process, basically since the day I was born. I was in. So my mom tells me when I was born, I could fit in the palm of your hand. I was only 3 pounds when I was born. I can fit in the palm of your hand. I can, I had all these tubes. I
Mm-hmm.
put me in an induced coma for like a week. I was in I was in an incubator for like a month. I so basically the whole thing because I just say this. I'm a preemie, basically. I'm a premature baby. I was supposed to be born September 13th, 2005, but I was born July 7th, 2005. And I'm glad I was born during the summertime and not September. I wouldn't like that because my brother is in September. So, and 2 September babies, nah, I'm good.
He
I'm
said we not having it.
We ain't having it. So thank you, Lord, for doing that. But yeah, I say that I am a preemie. All basically the whole process that I had to go through. Not everybody can do it, but I did it. Today,
Yeah,
even
you're a warrior. You're yeah.
like it's just something that something that I got to do for the rest of my life. Then like let's say if my child has the same condition that I got, hey, if that happens, I already know what to do. You gotta,
True.
the only thing, you know, yeah, I already know what to do. It's just, just another bump in the road for me and my family. But yeah, yeah. But I think I am. People that go through a lot, that has a lot of health conditions. I even know today, people around my age or people younger, they're still in the hospital today, and they're still
Mhm.
fighting. People that got cancer, people who have heart problems, people that has whatever they got. They're fighters. They're warriors. They're not going to let the defeat. They're not going to wave down the flag and say, "Oh, I quit. I'm never." Just let me go. Just let me be. I don't want nobody around me. None of that. You got to keep on pushing, keep on fighting. Just bring out a bunch of love. Keep that positive mindset. If you got anybody around you, make sure you can let them laugh, crack a few jokes. Just be positive. I think like everybody's special in their own little way. Everybody's God's special angel. But like people, like I said, people who have like more stuff that's going on that's health wise, they're really special. God, they're really God's angels. He picked these people for a reason and see what they can do with their situation. You know what I'm saying? I know some people can't do it anymore, and I hate that. But I know some people just give up. I don't want that because that's going to bring everybody down. You
Yeah.
everybody. Like let's say this. Let's say I'm not myself. How would the family react if I'm not myself? I've never seen that before. Like me not being the funny person that I am, that cracks jokes, who is fun and loving. Like if I'm not that, if I showed up to like a get together and I'm not that, I'm just by myself sitting in that one corner, not vibing with everybody. Everybody else is dancing, doing whatever, and I'm just over there just sitting or overdoing whatever. And it's just me over there, and everybody just like, "What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?" I'll keep saying nothing, 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 and then of course, y'all going to notice something's wrong, but I don't want to talk about it. But of course, everybody's just will be like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" Like I don't want that. Like I don't try to take that, take that for granted. I just want to keep on pushing with my life. Whenever I say, whenever it's time for me to go, I am ready. I should say that. You know, you always, for me personally, I always put God first, no matter what. He's always in my heart. I, I, yeah, he's always in my heart. I just don't pray or read the Bible like I used to, because I guess it was hard for me to do that during COVID because yeah, during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of stopped a lot of things, reading the Bible, praying, and all that other stuff. But as a as for me, I get the word all the time. Church, I like going to church every Sunday. I always told myself if I make it big out into the world, make it rich, make it famous, I got millions of dollars. I'm still going to go to church, because he's the one who brought me here, Because some people who get that big money, they don't know what to do with it. They just want to spend, 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 thinking about
Yeah,
themselves and all that
that
stuff.
can happen.
I don't want to be that rich and famous person who thinks about themselves. If I have my thing is that I'm always going to go to church, no matter what. If I got time to go to, and I'm coming back.
Jonathan said, use your Bible app and listen to the Bible.
I did actually. I did have a Bible app. I did have one. I just I deleted it. Um, yeah, I did. I did do that. I did do that. But yeah, as I always told myself, because he's the one who brought me through this, And I always want to go to
Hmm.
church. Church is always a thing that I love to go to. I love playing the drums. I don't like during my recovery. I didn't like spending out time out of church, but I had to, I had to do it. But at the same time, I kind of felt down about it that I had to miss church. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Really didn't. It was sad for me because I'm fighter, pusher, everything. But yeah,
Yeah, and it kind of, I mean, it hurt you not being able to attend church.
especially them drums. I couldn't do it. I love playing drums. I wanna for me personally, I want to get better at them. I'm pretty decent. I'm pretty good at them, but I want to get better at them. Take up a little class, something like that. Get better at the drums. I love it. I love it. I love life. Even though I had a rough patch, I got my doctors. I got my 3 month follow up next Thursday, actually, to see
Oh,
where my
so it's next week. Okay.
see where I'm at, see where my strength is at, because you will lose your strength. I won't let you know that right now. You will lose your strength because I'm not as strong like I was before. When you not lifting and going to work and you're doing your normal activities, yeah, that will
Hmm.
happen to you. Your strength will go away. But as long as you get the all clear from your doctors and everything, you can start doing light exercises again. I just want that clearness for me, you know, so I can, get back to that.
Yeah, with intention, you'll definitely regain your strength and you'll actually be stronger.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. Any closing words? Because this was a good thing. And I see here Jonathan says, thanks so much for sharing your story. That's exactly why I was I asked you last week. I'm like, would you like to come on and tell? Because people don't know, like, and you have given some wisdom about your personal situation, and I know you'll be able to enlighten a lot of people. That's why I was like, yeah, let me give you the interview. But any other words you want to say to people?
Not really. Just keep a positive mindset, Just be on about your merry way. Don't let things, you know, consume you, bad things. Don't just keep that positive vibe that you need, that deep breath. You want to step outside, go jog, go do what makes you happy. That's what I gotta say. Go do what makes you happy. And it's
Hmm,
whatever, you know, it's whatever that makes you happy. But yeah, that's basically what I gotta say. It's whatever makes you happy. Keep that positive vibe. Keep everything.
I like it. I like it. Whatever makes you happy and whatever brings you fun. Like, Be like a child. Act silly. Have joy. Be positive. Like I like to do cartwheels and all,
See,
dancing around, all
car
kinds of
real,
crazy stuff. What's that?
whatever. You like riding a bike, go outside, go ride a bike. You like the rain? Hey, go play out in the rain, you know?
I do
Go.
that too.
I haven't done that in a while. I think the last time I played in the rain is when I was at grandma's house.
Oh, you mean when you live there,
Yeah, when I
or
lived there.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, sir. But everybody, this has been Cyrus Jones giving us the wisdom and the knowledge. He's a leader in his own right. So make sure you tune in to the next edition of Heart to Heart. And this interview will be posted here on Instagram as well as YouTube. Until next time, bye, everybody.
Bye.